or to take this because it gives you good mood. It makes you happy.
Like for me, ice cream. It makes me happy.
Yes.
Okay.
So simple example would be like food.
Okay, yeah.
The food that we like to eat. Okay. But when it comes to substance, for example, substance causes overload of the dopamine. Yeah?
Okay.
Because when you do something, when you take the substance, it triggers the dopamine in the brain reward system.
Right.
And sometimes it overloads it. Okay, so when it overloads, it becomes a problem. So when we talk about behavioral addiction,
Okay.
so it's similar to the pathway. So meaning when you do something pleasurable, for example, people play games,
Okay.
or scroll social media, or even shopping. Yeah? So it makes them happy.
Yes.
The brain remembers.
Okay.
And the next time maybe you're bored or you're stressed, the brain reminds you. Do that. And then you go on doing that, and if you keep on doing that, it reinforces it, so the brain continues to remember this as a pleasurable activity.
Okay.
So if it becomes a problem when you don't have other outlets, so when you're stressed,
Okay.
when you're depressed, or when you're bored, the brain reminds you of this, and then you keep on doing the same thing.
Okay.
And suddenly it becomes something that you go back to every time, and it starts overloading the dopamine system.
Okay.
So this causes you to become, you have difficulty in terms of controlling it, because controlling the behavior, and then it becomes a problem when this is more important than other things in life. For example, gaming, for example, a person who games, probably they say they have difficulty controlling, and gaming is more important than other things.
Okay.
More important than going to school, more important than doing the work. And knowing that there is bad implications out of it, you still continue to do it, to do the behavior. That's when it becomes an addiction. And having this addiction not only affects the person, but also affects the people around them.
Right.
So the family members, the parents, the family, probably the school teachers, the community around you. So it's going to affect other people.
I see. Because I don't know if I'm right, but I'm seeing that if you're addicted to screens, especially the younger generation, screens or even video games, you're not really aware of your surroundings, because if I'm not mistaken, your brain is really focused in that world that you are in. So is there such thing as a good addiction or a bad addiction?
If it becomes an addiction, it's bad lah. But
okay.
Because it's a when you say addiction, maybe in lay term, maybe you say because you're doing it regularly, so it becomes an addiction. Okay, but in medical term, when you say it's an addiction, is when it affects your functioning. So meaning you're not able to do your work or go to school. You're avoiding it, and also it affects in terms of maybe financial, and also your relationship with others.
Okay.
So when it affects your functioning, then it becomes a disorder under the medical definition.
Okay.
But people would say, oh, I'm addicted to this, I'm addicted to maybe chocolates.
So, okay, I'm not addicted to ice cream then, because it's not affecting anything in my life except for just that small amount of blood sugar increase. Anywho, okay, so when normally when people like me, we hear addiction, it's merely associated to substances like alcohol or drugs, right? So, but when you were telling us just now, addiction comes in so many things, and it's when it disturbs the
function.
Yeah, the function. So that is addiction. But I'm just going to ask a professional straight. So is perception when it comes to addiction is drugs and alcohol, is it still accurate for today?
When we talk about addiction, in the old days, normally when we say addiction, it relates to substance.
Yeah.
So we say the illicit drugs, maybe smoking, alcohol. Yeah, those are what we call substance addiction. But nowadays we see an increase in terms of what we call behavioral addiction.
Okay.
Behavioral addiction. So so things like maybe what is officially in our psychiatric diagnosis is gambling disorder. Yeah, behavior of gambling.
Okay.
But what's newly added is the internet gaming disorder.
Oh.
But what we see more and more, which is problematic, is like pornography addiction. Yeah, pornography use. Yeah, and also social media. So there's different types. Yeah, but generally or personally, from my experience as a clinician, what we see is more of the internet gaming, and also pornography, which is a very big problem that people don't really talk about.
Okay, so internet addiction meaning not merely surfing the web, but is scrolling social media constantly under internet addiction?
So in ICD-10, ICD-11, they use the term internet gaming disorder. So they're focusing on gaming first.
Okay.
Because it's very difficult to say, internet addiction as a whole, because there's different types. It depends on what you see or what you watch on on your smartphone.
Right.
So what's officially is being used at the moment is focusing on internet gaming only.
Okay.
But we see sometimes, yes, people have problematic use of internet as a whole. So it can be maybe social media, it can be other things as well, like shopping. Yeah. But from a psychiatry point of view, the ones that is officially based on a lot of evidence is the gambling, and also internet gaming for now.
Okay.
But pornography is something that is being widely researched, because there's a lot of issue as well.
Yeah.
People have difficulty trying to stop using it in a controlled way, and it causes a lot of problems.
It does. Not that I know much, but I mean, the word itself, pornography, is a bad word, and to be addicted to something that is clearly bad leads to worse things, right?
And because it's pornography, nobody dares to talk about it openly. Okay? So if you, especially in our country, most of us are Muslims, so maybe it's a big taboo. You're not going to say, mom and dad, I have problem with pornography. That's
it's
but
difficult.
Personally, in my clinical practice, I see a lot of especially youngsters.
I was about to ask if it's all right for me to ask. At what age is most how do I say this? Pornography is associated with what age? Mostly that is horrible.
Okay, it can be any age. I've seen as young as 9 years old, and as old as maybe above 60. Even your grandfather. They can have also issues with pornography.
I see.
I think in the old days, you know, people might have to do a bit more effort to get it. Using CD, buying DVDs and all this.
I see.
But nowadays, it's very easy. So just a click on the phone, you get it. And sometimes, especially for the youngsters, our children and also teenagers, sometimes it is, they didn't want to find it, but
it found them.
Yeah, it found them.
Right.
And sometimes it's being shared among the peers. So it's
pengaruh rakan sebaya.
Yes, pengaruh rakan sebaya, and also sometimes it's from their parents' phone.
Oh my goodness. So it's a lot. Of course, because research has been done, and I believe you've done some research as well. So, I mean, it's really sad to hear pornography among children as young as 9 years old. And so many factors contributing to it. I don't know if I'm the right person to even say this, but I believe it's so much easier, as you mentioned, for anybody to, as long as you have a phone and internet, for you to actually watch pornography. And I believe that parents do play a huge role in this.
Yes, they do. To prevent, and also, unfortunately, sometimes they promote. Because the kids, sometimes they find it from the parents' phone. Unfortunately. So that happens time and time again. So parents need to be really careful. And if you don't want your kids to have that kind of issues, it starts with you.
Yeah, it starts with
the parents.
I really do hope that listeners of TRAXXfm, everybody that's listening right now, to really take note of this, because I mean, Doctor, this topic has not been widely spread, and I think that this could be one of the avenues for us to increase the awareness as well. Can? Oh wow, I believe we should have another talk set on this actually. All right. Anywho, so moving on to the next question, Doctor. So, can excessive use of social media, gaming, or smartphones be considered an addiction? addiction? Okay, because like for me, my work is social media. I earn through social media, and I have to scroll through social media and edit videos and whatnot. So, but I wouldn't use social media as an avenue for me to. It's not like a reward thing for me. It's just work.
Yeah.
So, at what point does that is it considered to be an addiction? Yeah.
So that's why it's very difficult for researchers to differentiate between, is it normal use or is this part of an addiction? Because sometimes our work demands us that we need to use the social media, right?
Yeah.
So that's the difficulty in terms of those who are researching on it. But like I said, the cut-off point is when using that, you have difficulty to stop. So for example, if it's due to work, maybe during work time, you use your social media, but then after work, you can simply switch it off and do other things.
Okay.
Have a good relationship with other people, your family, spend time with others, doing other things. But if it's an addiction, means you're unable to control it.
Okay.
So even after work, you're still scrolling, and then it's going to affect your relationship with others. You're not going to go out with others. You don't care about your family.
Okay.
And then you know that it's causing harm, but you still continue to use it. That's the problem. That's when it becomes a disorder, because you are unable to control it. So if you're using it for work, no problem. Because and if you are able to switch it off when needed, and you're able to enjoy your life in other ways, and you're not using the social media as an outlet for stress, as a coping mechanism, then totally fine.
I see. Because some, I believe maybe for some, they might say, but it is the only way for me to be happy. I don't find it wrong. So if, let's say, somebody used that as an argument, so is that a person considered to be addicted to social media?
If that is the only way, then that's going to be a problem sooner or later.
Yeah.
But if it is one of the ways, it's still okay, because meaning, sometimes you want to scroll, you just want to relax and just do some scrolling. But then other times you might be able to just enjoy a meal with a friend.
Okay. Oh, yes. As you mentioned, as long as it's not disturbing your daily life and something. Okay. So what I notice a lot of times, because sometimes, when we cross the road, red light, green light, whatsoever, and I don't know if it's the right term, jaywalker, the one who crossed the road without any zebra crossing, kan? So they would cross the road with headphones, listening to music and looking at the phone and walking. And there's one, if I'm not mistaken, I saw on social media, a lady, she was crossing the road and it was on red lights and she was jaywalking. And then when she crossed the road, so there's a lot of cars waiting at the red light. So she just crossed with her phone and then suddenly she was hit by a motorcyclist. So that is a bad addiction.
Yeah, that can be considered an addiction, because if it happens once and then she continues to do it again, that is can be considered as addiction. Meaning, because there's harmful consequences from what she's doing, but she's still doing it and she's unable to control it. So that's a problem.
Okay.
But if it happens once and then she's not losing it anymore, maybe that's still under control.
But still,
maybe need to learn the hard way.
Oh yeah, the hard way. But anywho, we can actually be more aware of our surroundings, like, doctor? All right.
Yes.
So I believe we've already tapped onto this one, but let's focus more on this part, yeah? So what are the common warning signs that someone may be developing an addiction?
Okay. All right. That's a very good question and very important one. Okay. And it's good for, I think, everyone who's listening to just take a step back and just analyze yourself.
Yes.
Whether you have it, because I think for substance addiction, it's very difficult. You need to get the illicit drugs, which is maybe not so easy to get.
Yeah.
But in terms of behavior addiction, it's just near you, your phone.
Okay.
Right, for example. So just analyze yourself whether you have trouble controlling yourself from either maybe the phone, or if you sometimes watch pornography, are you able to control it or not? And whether it's start causing problem in your life. For example, you're not going out anymore with your friends. You're probably say, I rather play games than going out with friends.
Wait, I hear that a lot.
I rather play games than maybe eating with my family. I rather play games than doing my homework or earning money.
Okay.
So you can observe from your behavior, or people can comment on your behavior. Say, hey, Mali, I've not seen you for quite some time. What have you been doing? So you've been like scrolling.
Yeah.
So that's a sign.
Okay.
That's a sign. So remember, when it starts disturbing your daily life and your relationship with others, and also the important things in your life, for example, work or study, that's a warning sign that you need to get help.
Yeah, I have a question, Doctor, because this happened to one of my friends. So apparently she loves to bite her nails. Okay. And she would bite up until I don't know, there's only like 0.0 it's sikit lah, like you can actually see the EC and stuff. But she's not disturbing her relationship with everyone else. She eats normally. It's just one of the habits that she has. Is it?
So that's not an addiction.
Okay.
That's probably a way of coping due to anxiety. So probably she has a lot of anxiety. Maybe there's different types of anxiety disorder that needs another session.
Oh, okay. So that is not considered.
Yeah, that's not addiction. So that's probably because she has a lot of anxiety. So she copes by biting her nails.
Okay.
And that's quite a common thing that sometimes people do. So either biting nails or maybe scratching, or pulling hair. So different ways of just probably just trying to relieve the anxiety. But it's not a healthy thing to do.
Okay.
Because if you keep on biting your nails,
habis.
Habis lah.
Habis. And sometimes when we see, it looks eerie kan, because you can see the EC and stuff, and I feel good doing it. That's what she says. But that is another different topic lah, Doctor kan. Okay, my apologies. Just curious to know. All right, so let's move on to the next question. Why are young people particularly vulnerable to addiction in today's environment?
Okay, because nowadays youth, it's very easy for them to get into behavioral addiction because they've got phones.
Okay.
Kan nowadays you say the common thing that people say, oh lahir-lahir dah ada.
Ya, betul.
Lahir-lahir dah dapat iPhone kan. So that is what happens right nowadays. So the danger is because once the teens or the children gets the smartphones, it's a gateway to all this behavioral addiction. So they can download games, they can do shopping, they can go, they can do gambling. If you watch the K drama recently, teach you a lesson. So it's about children. The one on Netflix.
Okay,
the one that's viral.
I'm gonna go and research the one on Netflix. Okay.
So kids are hooked up on gambling online. And even I heard from the gamers, if you play games, there are loot boxes which can really attract youngsters to gamble. So it's not just simply they're playing games, but there are mechanisms inside the games that's trying to get the children or the teens to gamble. So it can be very dangerous. So that's why it's also important for parents to really watch out, to really monitor what your children are doing online. So it can be the gaming, and it can lead to gambling as well. And sometimes it leads to pornography because you get these ads coming in.
The pop-up ads.
So a lot of problem there because they have access to the smartphone.
I mean, I don't know. Takkan you don't want to give smartphone to your children? Is that like one of the best ways? Like, I don't know, for a child.
We cannot not give because sometimes the teacher says, oh, that's homework. They need to do Canva nowadays. A lot of things.
Yes.
So
it's true.
So what we can do is we should monitor. We should monitor and educate our children.
We always have to.
Yes, we have to educate our children because for youngsters, the brain is still developing. The brain is still developing. So we've got this, if you look at the brain, we've got this prefrontal cortex in front of us, which controls the impulses and also decision making. So they're still developing. So that's why it's important for parents to be able to guide the children when they're still young. So not simply just giving, okay, this is your smartphone, do whatever. No, this is your smartphone. What's good, what's bad, what are the warning signs that's going to be a problem, and you you must be able to allow your children to talk about anything that they see online.
Okay.
Have that discussion, have that conversation.
All right.
So, for example, even for my children, I would say I teach them early about pornography so that they know when it's not right to continue watching things.
Yeah.
So that's going to lead them to pornography and other things.
Okay.
So you need that. You need to be able to have that conversation with your children. That's very important.
Okay, I get that. So, you see, I have a family friend sort of thing, and then they have a child, and the child is around, I'd say 10 years old, a little girl then. And then so there was one time all the parents were just mingling around and whatnot. Not, I don't have a child yet, but so she was just playing video games, and then her mom complained to me saying, my child always play video games, it's so tough and whatnot. And then in my head I'm like, but you're not engaging with your child, so of course the child will find ways on apa orang kata, to fill her time. And the fact that all of her friends are all on video games, they communicate with each other while playing games. So what I try to sit down with her and see, what are you doing? Oh, see, this one is I have to survive how many nights, see, and then it's like the world, she's explaining to me the world that she's in while playing the game. So I don't know, but the way that I'm seeing it is that sometimes you have to understand their perspective. I believe that's how you would do it too, right? Like understand and listen, and then slowly like take them away and do activities with them. Because what I love to do with her is that I would paint with her. I do some paintings, and she does, and she would literally stop playing her phone. Away with the gadgets. So I believe it's like parents should also pay attention to children and make activities with them.
Yes.
And be, I don't know if it's the right word, be not nice, but try to engage in a harmonious conversation with the children instead of just pointing fingers to them. Yeah.
So that is the role of the parent to give alternatives. Because if you don't give alternatives, of course they would find the ones that give them the best, the most happiness, which is playing games. And they can interact, like you said. They can interact with your friends. It's not like when during my time, we play outside.
Oh yes, friends. Even my time too.
We play outside. Okay, so we have that luxury or that freedom to go out and play with people. But nowadays, it's a very dangerous day nowadays.
Yes,
it's very difficult to just let your children go outside unattended, and nak they would go on the internet, because that is where all the children are.
That's the playground lah.
Yeah, that's the playground. And unfortunately, that is where they make connections. That is where they chat with their friends. That is where they spend time. So in a way, it's good that they're connecting with others. Okay, but of course children need supervision. Need supervision and monitoring. So they can play, but you on and off, you must check whether who are they playing with, what kind of games they are playing, and try to understand, like you said, ask them to explain what is the game all about. Okay, because you don't have time to play the game yourself. So ask them to explain. So when they explain, at least they can chit chat to you about the game. After they finish playing the game. And if you offer other alternatives, like for example, okay, this is the time you can play game with your friends, but you have time maybe to go out with your mom, or play with your aunt, or do other things. So if you arrange that schedule for them, at least they know there are other things in life that can be pleasurable as well. Because otherwise, we talk about how the brain works just earlier on. So if the brain connects only game equals to pleasure, nothing else. So they would go back to game every time. But if they have other things, like for example, painting, painting or drawing or reading books or playing bicycle equals to pleasure as well. So they've got other alternatives. So that is what you want to do. You want to introduce to children other ways. Because otherwise, it becomes a problem when game is everything. Game is for boredom. Game is for when you're stressed. Game is when you're happy. Game is where your friends are. So it's all about games. So you need to give alternatives.
All right. So thank you so much, Doctor. So we were just talking about addiction, and then when it comes to online. But there are also addictions, vaping, I guess, and also smoking, right? So how serious is the issue of vaping among teenagers and young adults?
Unfortunately, I think it's a public health emergency. We need to do something because we're seeing, because for example, if smoking, they need to buy the cigarettes, and it's a bit difficult for them to buy cigarettes for the teens.
Okay.
It's a bit difficult. But vape is very easy.
Well, but I thought you just have to go to the kedai and get. It's the same both ways, right?
Yeah, for cigarettes, I think because then if you wear your maybe school uniform or you look underage, maybe there's.
Oh, because there's 18 years old under, you cannot buy cigarettes.
Cannot buy, yeah.
Okay.
But for vape, they can buy it online even.
Oh.
I've got stories to tell you.
Oh my God,
okay.
please.
So I'm also working in Hospital Ampang. So sometimes in our emergency department, we get cases where 16-year-old or 15-year-old come in because they use the vape, and inside the vape, there's liquid, right? So the liquid containing probably some illicit drug, we cannot even detect on the urine toxic screen.
Oh.
Yeah, we cannot detect. So we don't know what they take, but we know what they call probably mushroom or other substances.
All right.
But it causes a lot of harm. For example, this one kid, he took it in the school toilet and he collapsed because he had a seizure. Wow. He was fitting. Okay, when we asked him, he said, I don't know, my friend gave it to me. I just tried once, and then he got a seizure, and he ended up in the emergency department. So other cases, they can get into a psychotic episode. Yeah, they can have hallucination. They can be very aggressive. So it's
just like taking drugs.
Yeah, because they can put drugs in the liquid.
Right.
And the children might not know because maybe other times they smell like mungkin like durian ke, smell
flavors
like blueberry ke whatever. Yeah, so they think it's harmless. But unfortunately, when you because kids they like to try.
Yeah.
They're very curious and they're like,
especially teenagers.
Yeah, especially teenagers. So they're very curious, and if the friends does it, they want to do it.
Yeah,
they don't want
pressure.
Yeah, FOMO, right?
FOMO.
Yeah, so unfortunately when this happens, they end up in emergency department.
Okay.
So it's a serious problem. Yeah, maybe not enough coverage about the danger of it. But it's a serious problem. This is what I see personally in my clinical practice. But I'm sure there are other effects as well, like for example to the lungs, long term, to the brain and other parts as well.
Because I don't know, previously, because cigarettes is clearly bad for us. E-cigarettes, vaping, it's the same thing. But then I heard, I don't know, people say that, e-cigarettes is better than cigarettes. So vaping is better than cigarettes because it's just vape, water, right? So, but clearly it isn't, because you could actually
change the liquid into something, if you use something more illicit nicotine containing and you put drugs in, it's going to be really harmful.
Yes, it is. I mean, it's especially sad because youngsters are engaging into it, and the worst part is that if you were to do it not knowing, by just trying, and then you go ride on a motorbike or you drive, and then it's going to cause accidents. So it's a lot of the chain of reaction is huge.
And I think it's not that expensive, because I heard from my teenager, he said that his friends, when the school wants to do a spot check, they simply just throw the vape away because they can buy another one.
Oh,
it's that simple.
So it's affordable.
Yeah, it's affordable to kids.
Okay. Well, I guess again, the elders or the parents should really, really, really monitor, because there's I mean, you know, as the years develop, technology develop, and so these things develop too.
Yes.
Right? And the consequences are far worse. So it is something that we also need to be more aware of, because
definitely.
Yeah, as you mentioned just now, right? Teenagers, youngsters, they are always keen to explore. And nothing wrong with that. It's good for you to explore. But the prone to explore to negativity is huge, which is something that kita kena, I would say, hold hands together and help and try. And you can't just expect teachers or educators to curb. Parents should tag along. I think parents play the most huge role in this.
I think everyone.
Yeah, everyone.
So
sebenarnya.
Is the parents, teachers, the community, and the policy drawn by the government is very important as well to curb all this.
All right, doctor. So you see, we don't really have much time because this topic is really huge. And if we were to like really segregate, there's so many things that I would love to get into when it comes to, you mentioned just now pornography and then vaping. There's too many topics to talk about. And I really do wish we could have you again at TRAXXfm, just really focusing on these things, And also, I'm just going to finish off this segment with one final question for today. Could you please tell us more about the role and mission of Green Crescent Malaysia?
Okay, all right. Thank you, Mali. So, Green Crescent Malaysia, we're an NGO, and we're affiliated with the International Federation of Green Crescent. So, there's like 70 plus country Green Crescent. So we've got Green Crescent Indonesia, Green Crescent Thailand, Green Crescent North America, and other parts as well. So we want to focus on helping the community to fight addiction. So what we've done in Malaysia, we've gone to schools, we've done a lot of awareness. We even have a collaboration with USIM, what we call Esports Medica, teaching how to play game in a healthy manner. So that avoid you getting internet gaming addiction. So things like that. And then last year we did a project called Project OPA, Older Persons Peer Support Agent, where we teach the older persons about mental health advocacy, how to do advocacy. Because like we talked just now, when we want to fight addiction, it's not just one person, it's the whole community. So in Malaysia, we've got the children, the parents, and then we've got another tier, the grandparents. So we need to educate the grandparents as well, so that it's more holistic in terms of fighting addiction.
All right. So thank you so much, Doctor, for coming in here. And I really wish that we could have more time to talk about this, but unfortunately, masa mencemburui kita. So, Doctor, any final words for our TRAXXfm listeners currently tuning in?
I think behavioral addiction is an important topic, and I think everybody should get more information, understand about it, and do measures to help our children especially, because they're not up to that developmental age where they can make a decision, think for themselves yet. So as parents, as community, we need to protect them.
Exactly. All right. Thank you so much, Doctor. Okay, guys, that was Dr. Khadijah joining us on What Matters Health on Tracks, talking about modern day addiction and how it affects people in different ways. And I think the biggest takeaway for us today is that addiction is not just about drugs or alcohol whatsoever. It also comes with simple things like your phone, right? So I really agree with what Doctor has mentioned. Go back home, do some self-reflection, and think about what you're addicted to and try to curb it, right? All right. So thank you so much, Doctor. We hope to see you again. And you have a great day, Doctor.
Okay. Thank you very much, Mali.
Thank you. Bye, Doctor.
Okay, bye.